Hello and welcome back to reading Batman and Joker fan fiction. This is the sequel to my original fan fiction that I wrote. I wrote this sequel 7 years ago. It's on Wattpad. It's not completed. I'm reading it until I get to the end, which there's 28 chapters, and then I will write more, and then I will read those. This is chapter 22 of the sequel. So let's get into it, and it starts out with Bruce/Batman point of view. Put myself in the corner. And here we go. Bruce was in the Batcave, which he hadn't been in for a couple of days. He had assumed he would be taking the whole week off from being Batman for Joker, but since they're on their break, in parentheses, not parentheses, in her quotes, from each other, he could go back to his work if he wanted to. In all honesty, even Bruce had to admit to himself that he felt guilty about leaving as Batman again so soon, as if he was breaking his promise, even though he had nothing keeping him back anymore. It would just be another burden he'd have to live with. He decided to leave as Batman to the Hall of Justice, hoping to find one of the other members there to distract him from his own thoughts. Once Batman arrived there later on, he could just feel the impact of loneliness he felt knowing Joker wasn't going to be home or Lucy anymore. It's only been a little over a day since his family fell apart again, but the Bat was always good at keeping a hard outer shell on his feelings. Batman walked inside and down a long corridor to the main meeting room where the team discussed their battles and everything. Nobody was there except for one person standing alone working on different cases on a huge computer monitor. Multiple. It was Superman. And there's like a little cut right there, and it changes to Joker point of view, so we'll see what's going on with him. The Joker sat all alone in his old hideout. Everything was a mess around him, everything rotting and wearing down from never being maintained after all this time. Eventually, he stood up and went to look in a mirror at his own depression. "I did this to myself, didn't I?" Joker muttered to himself. "I was only choosing what was best for me, or at least what I thought was best for me." He groaned and rubbed his face aggressively with his hands, hating what he saw in the mirror of himself. "I could always go back to what I do best, being a madman and terrorizing everything, but I moved past that for bats and a family." Joker sadly looked down, thinking to himself, "My life was for him, but his wasn't for me. It was sweet. He was willing to take a week off from me, though." He smacked the mirror to release some anger and started pacing around the room. "Maybe I was being too hasty. Maybe I shouldn't have asked for this break. It's only been a day and a half, and I'm already regretting this separation." Joker thought his feelings would go away once he finally gave up on trying to make it work anymore. But how do you make years and years of being truly in love just go away? Maybe these feelings would stick with him the rest of his life. He even contemplated slide, because I can't say that word on here, to make the depression go away. Trudging back to sit down on his chair, he was humming and saying, I'm not laughing," and he wanted to smile and laugh maniacally like he used to. That part's a little weird. "Maybe I should go see him. This decision was made too fast. We should really try to find more options." Joker sat up, having his mind set. He would try to convince himself of anything in this time of vulnerability and desperation. So this is all of chapter 22. It's pretty short, actually. I'm not going to lie. I'll try to make myself bigger. There were no comments for this chapter. Usually I will show them at the end or make a video, but this one has none, which is okay. So my next video will just be reading chapter 23. So stay tuned for that. We'll see where it goes from here. This seems to be picking up its pace a little bit in the story, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.